Hi everybody, welcome to Express Golf. Now today we're going to have a head-to-head. We're going to put the Callaway Epic Forged iron up against the Taylormade P790Ti. So let's hit them on Trackman, let's see the differences. I'm really interested in the difference in the launches and the spin rates, which will then also affect the distances, but let's put them head-to-head and see what the numbers we get out of it. So first and foremost, technically what are the differences in these two irons? Firstly, the Callaway Epic is a forged face. So we're theoretically going to get a little bit more feedback. The Taylormade isn't a forged. It's got a titanium construct. They're both hollow designs really, so they're both designed to have that springy technology off the face. So they are targeted at very, very similar golfers. So it's going to be really interesting just to see the differences in where they go with it. So one's forged, one's not. But from a construct perspective, both very similar. So let's give them a hit. So first and foremost, what's the difference in the looks behind the ball? So they're actually both slightly different in looking. So the Taylormade's a bit longer in the head. They've both got a very similar thickness in the top line, but I would say that the Callaway is a little bit cleaner and probably targeted at somebody who's looking for that cleaner golf club. But the face on the Taylormade is a little bit bigger, so if you're wanting that forgiveness in there, that's probably something to look at. But initially for me, the difference with the two, I prefer the Callaway in terms of the look of it. That's purely because it looks a bit more like a player's club. But let's have a hit, see where we're at with it. Now first and foremost, let's get into the details of both of the irons from an average perspective. So when we look at the differences, there is quite a marked difference. Now one thing to note around the Taylormade is it's actually 1.5 degrees more lofted than the Callaway. So it is probably going to launch that little bit higher, but interestingly enough, so my club head speed dropped quite a lot with the Taylormade, both the same shafts. Which meant the ball speed dropped quite a lot. So it went from 124 with the Callaway to 120 with the Taylormade. In turn, when we look at the launch angles and the spin rate, so we had a 19-degree average launch angle with the Taylormade, and we had a 16.7-degree launch angle with the Callaway. And part of that will be the loft, part of that the construct of the face. Spin rates, we had 5.9 to nearly 6,000 with the Taylormade, and we had 5.5, nearly 5.6 with the Callaway. So it definitely spun less off the Callaway, which in turn meant that the distances were actually quite a lot different. So we had 167 with the Taylormade and 176 with the Callaway. Now, so if you're looking for out and out distance, then you're probably going to look at the Callaway. But for me, if I'm looking at something that I'm going to control a little bit more, maybe the Taylormade, because that's more of a realistic distance for me. Now, if I wanted to generate more distance, with my irons, I probably would look at the Callaway. So you've definitely got to try both of these on a launch monitor to get a really good idea of which one's suited to your golf swing. So if I had to choose between these two, and the thing to note is that I wouldn't choose either of these golf clubs personally, but if I had to choose between the two in terms of the performance, it would be the Taylormade because they're more suited to what I'm looking for. If I'm looking at them from a perspective of how they look, then I'm going to look at the Callaway because the Callaway definitely looks better to my eye behind the ball, and it's a slightly smaller head. So definitely marked differences. The golf clubs target the same individuals in terms of looking for similar performance, but they're definitely doing two very different things. So you must get fitted for these on a launch monitor so you can really get an understanding of what's suited best for you. So thanks for watching Express Golf. I've been Tom Denby, and I hope you enjoyed the comparison between these two irons. If you're new to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell button to get all the notifications of all of our new videos. We look forward to seeing you soon.